down 5-1.
I mean, just really a good sign of resiliency, really. I mean, I thought Gonzaga played outstanding all weekend. They easily could have won 2 games out of here. I mean, we were fortunate to come back. We finally had some good at-bats from about the 6th inning on. We got to that 3 spot, and then our bullpen did a good job of putting up 4 zeros, and we ended up with 1st and 2nd in the 9th with Ty having that good at-bat. But it was a grind. Gonzaga, like I said, played very well. They pitched, they offensed, and like I said, that game could have gone either way, and we were down. I mean, they handed it to us pretty good. First 5 innings, it was 5-1, and they're in control of the game, and a couple pitches here, a couple of bats there, turned it a little bit, and ended up getting that 3 spot, and then all of a sudden it's 5-5. So we limited the damage early. That could have been bigger early from our perspective. Griffin wasn't sharp, but he put up a couple 1s. And at the end of the day, 1's keeping the game, and that's what we did. So we were fortunate to win that series. There's no question about it. And I think anybody that watched it would say the same thing. They outplayed us, I think, for about 2.5 games. And but to our credit, we stayed with it, and we bounced back and ended up winning the series, which we've done a really good job of winning those types of games. We've had Stanford 101, Oregon State 101, Cal 101. We've had our fair share. We've been in that game a lot, and I think it showed a little bit in terms of us just staying with it. And fortunately, we came out on the right side.
2 games like this, when you're behind, and especially when you're trying to clinch a series or battling for a series, does that give you confidence once you get into the regional play? Because after that 2nd game, anything can kind of happen, and the way that you guys have played, kind of with their backs against the wall in some situations.
Yeah, I mean, there's no question. I think the conference really helps you. Playing in the Pac-12, that's helped us numerous years when we've gone under regionals and supers and Omaha, playing in that environment and playing against those teams. And I think today, I think it showed up a little bit, and like you said. But those types of games, whenever you're down and you can come back and win, I mean, they're confidence builders. And we certainly, like I said, we've been in those types of games, and it showed up again. That bullpen showed up with Dyer and Forbes, and of course Berg. And I think we scored 3 in the 6th and 1 in the 9th, and they didn't score the last 4 innings, and that was a difference in the game.
And today you went with Dyer first instead of Forbes.
Yeah, I wanted to give Poteet a day off. I mean, I just didn't want to push that envelope with him, and wanted to give him the day off, so he could start on Tuesday. I think it was in the best interest. So, we really didn't. We had a couple other guys in long roll, but yeah, we went to Dyer a little earlier, much earlier than we normally do, and he gave up the 2-run homer, but then he threw up a 0 in the 6th, and Forbes threw up a big 0 in the 7th, and then we turned the ball over to Berge.
And we talked about yesterday kind of stretches of just offensive, just the offense not being able to really produce anything, and then today you guys get a couple breaks and you get a couple hits. Moving forward and going into Tuesday's game, how does that kind of affect your outlook and in terms of consistency and really trying to kind of keep that going?
Well, we hit the ball pretty good this weekend. We just didn't score runs. I mean, we had a bunch of hits. I don't know how many hits. We left a bunch over 10 runners in both games on Friday and Saturday. So we just didn't come up with a big hit, and that happens. But like I said, we're down 5-1. I think we had 15 of the last 21 at bats were quality at bats, and you got a chance to score runs. If you hit the ball hard and use the middle of the field, good things tend to happen, and that's what they did today. Early we were hooking and swinging over pitches and losing the barrel and reaching, and lazy ground balls and a couple double plays that were not hit hard, and that's how you get out, and that's how you don't have quality outs. I mean, there are quality outs in this game, and you know, we did just a better job of putting at bats together. So we can build off that. You know, I mean, I think, like I said, I think some guys had some pretty good weekends, numbers-wise, but you know, we did a good job, I think, of, like I said, of showing some being resilient and coming back, because we were, you know, we were ready to lose the series, and you know, I think they did a good job the last 4 innings of staying with each other.
And I know we talked about this like last week, but Berg set the record for appearances this weekend. Can you just talk a little bit about him as a leader on this team?
Well, I mean, it's really, it's unmatched. It's hard to put words to him. You know, I mean, what he's meant to our program, his career. I mean, it's going to be hard for anybody to match it. The appearances, the wins, the saves. You know, how many games he ended with getting the last out without getting the save. You know, it's just been a remarkable career, and it's certainly not over with. Hopefully we have, you know, quite a bit more time with him, but it'll go down as, you know, the best reliever, I believe, in the history of UCLA, without question, and arguably in the NCAA. I mean, at the level that he's doing it at, you know. I mean, you're talking about Pac-12 Pitcher of the Year. You're talking about a national champion closer. You're talking about beating Omaha, you know, 2 of the first 3 years of his career, and we'll see what happens here. But it's just, you know, you can talk to any manager in the country, having that sort of closer that's so reliable and that durable. You know, you're talking about most closers can go 2 days on the weekend. You know, some can do 3, but this guy can do 3 without blinking an eye, and you know, and not lose. And he gets better as the weekend gets along. So, what can you say? I mean, you know, he's meant everything to our program, and you know, the fans of UCLA baseball know exactly what I'm talking about. Is that he's, you know, he's been everything to our program, and the wins and the championships, and just you know, like you said, he's a great leader. He's a great example to our players. They follow his lead. He's a great mentor. I mean, he's a guy, you know, he knows me as well as anybody. So he knows what I'm going to say before I say it, and he preaches it, you know, and he sends it down to, you know, younger guys, and he's just a great leader, great captain, and a great example of really what we're all about.